Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. So recently, Matt Burnett, the creator of Craig of the Creek, took to Twitter to announce that both Craig of the Creek and its spin-off Jessica's Big Little World had their episode orders cut in half over at Cartoon Network, and this has led many people to speculate that Craig of the Creek is going to be coming to an end. And while obviously this isn't the greatest of news that a show's episode order is being cut in half, I don't necessarily think that that means Craig of the Creek is coming to an end. And the reason I say this is because this has actually happened in the past with other shows. If you guys remember, back in either season 2 or 3 of Steven Universe, the episodes got cut in half and Steven Universe went on for a total of 5 seasons plus a film plus a spin-off series in Steven Universe Future. So season 1 of Steven Universe had 53 episodes. Then season 2 was dropped to 25 and season 3 was also 25, followed by another 25 in season 4 and then 32 in season 5. I believe that season 3 was originally supposed to be another 50 episodes or 52 episodes, but then they cut it in half. Just because this series is getting its episode order cut in half doesn't mean that it's going anywhere. And the reason I would kind of be a little bit more optimistic with Craig of the Creek is because probably what they're trying to do right now is Warner Brothers Discovery is trying to spend the least amount of money they possibly can right now to try to, lessen that $55 billion debt that they have right now. So what they're probably deciding to do is, hey, instead of having this larger episode order for Craig of the Creek and Jessica's Big Little World, why don't we cut it in half just to be safe? Because what if, hypothetically speaking, let's say they're creating another 30 episodes for Craig of the Creek. The 30 episodes are created, they start releasing, and all of a sudden, Warner Brothers Discovery Cartoon Network sees that the viewership is going down for Craig of the Creek, and they have another 20-something episodes to air, and they're going to be like, oh man, we just spent all this money producing this show and people aren't watching it anymore. So what I think they're probably trying to do is saying, okay, let's spend the least we can right now just to be safe and make sure this show doesn't lose traction, it doesn't lose its audience, because then obviously, like I said before, if they have an episode order of 30 and then at episode 10 people are like not watching it, the ratings are dwindling down, they're going to be sitting there saying, oh man, we have another 20 episodes to air and we spent all this money on it, as opposed to, let's say it's at 15 and at episode 10 the ratings are going down, they'll be like, okay, thankfully we only have 5 more left, so we didn't spend, another 15 more episodes on top of that and spend all that money. That's what I think this is. Of course, it could also mean that Craig of the Creek is on the way out, but I wouldn't necessarily say just because the episode order was cut in half means that the show is going away. I don't think that's confirmation of that. Obviously, it's not the greatest of news, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it's the end of Craig of the Creek. I would look at it somewhat optimistically and just, keep an eye on the situation, because remember as well, there's also a Craig of the Creek movie in the works as well. So this is a franchise that I would say Cartoon Network regards quite highly, and I think that this is one of their franchises that they're going to keep pushing forward for the next few years, because if you look at the channel, if Craig of the Creek is gone, all that's left is Teen Titans Go and We Baby Bears. And look, I know there's controversy surrounding Teen Titans Go, but that show can't last forever. It's not going to be the next SpongeBob, at least I don't think it will be. And We Baby Bears, how long is that going to go on for as well? Those two shows alone can't keep an entire network afloat. So I'd be shocked if Craig of the Creek goes anywhere. I really do think that this is just strictly financially. They're wanting to spend the least amount of money they can right now, or rather the safest money they can, if that makes sense. They're trying to make sure that, hey, if we spend the money producing 30 episodes, we want to make sure those 30 episodes are going to be doing well viewership wise. We don't want to spend the money for 30 and then all of a sudden we're looking at the ratings and they're not doing well and we just spent all of this money. I really do think they're just trying to, save as much money as they can right now, make sure they're spending their money where they should be, as opposed to, spreading it too thin, given that they're so deeply in debt. That's what I think is happening here. I don't think this necessarily means that Craig of the Creek is going anywhere, because like I said before, the same thing happened for Steven Universe back in the day. Its season was cut in half, and that show went on for 5 seasons, a movie, plus a 20-episode sequel series or epilogue series. While yes, Craig of the Creek did get its episode count cut in half, I don't necessarily think that means the show is going anywhere. I really do think that financially, Warner Brothers Discovery is just saying, let's pay, the least amount of money we can risk-wise, because we don't want to spend all this money taking all these risks when we're so deeply in debt. That's truly what I think is happening. Of course, I could be wrong. The show could be canceled tomorrow and there is no more Craig of the Creek, but I really do think they're probably just trying to spend the least amount of money they can so they don't put themselves deeper into the pile of debt. They don't want to get deeper than $55 billion because they're trying to come out of this somehow. We'll see if they end up coming out of it at some point, but that's what I think think is going on here. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all of this. Do you guys agree with me that this is just a financial plan they're trying to come up with for Craig of the Creek so they don't spend more money than they have to? Or do you think that Craig of the Creek's future is now more murky and the show will be canceled rather soon because of this news? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.